Welcome back to another edition of In the Hot Seat here for the podium finish. I'm Rob Tiongson, and for the second time in as many months, you've got Mr. Alex Bowman back in the hot seat. He's that awesome. We love having him here, and there's a good reason why he's here besides the fact he's been off to a really good start since Coda. So before we get started, Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. Just since we met up in Coda, you've been on a hot streak. You've got four top fives, five top tens in the last seven races. I mean, how confident are you about this hot streak you're in to get back to victory lane? And is there a bit of a statement that you and Blake Harris are making right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had a good couple weeks for sure. I think Dover was pretty disappointing, honestly. Like it was a good points day, but certainly wanted to run better than we did there. I think there was a lot of emphasis put on that race for sure. But yeah, I mean, we're in a good spot. We've had a lot of fast race cars, which is nice. And Kansas historically has been pretty good to us. So excited for this weekend.
You have a lot of good racetracks coming up this month besides Kansas. You've got Darlington, you got the North Wilkesboro All-Star Race, and then the Coke 600. So with all these different variety of tracks, how exciting is it for you for a driver to be like, hey, we're not in cookie cutter season now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's kind of right now is kind of a good time for us. Like everywhere we're going, I think we're excited about. There's not one coming up for a little bit that I don't like. So yeah, excited about all of them. Obviously, didn't get to race North Wilkesboro last year, so excited to get to go there. Charlotte's always good to us. Darlington, we're really fast in the last fall. So yeah, excited about all of them and hopefully we can continue to run well each and every week.
For sure. And I know you're looking forward to doing well at Kansas, which we'll get back to talking about here in a little bit. But the main reason why you're also here is because we're going to be throwing it back to 2002 to 2005 with this really beautiful Ally paint scheme, that Ally Throwback Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. I got to ask you, my friend, how exciting was it to see that this was going to be your Darlington car for the Goodyear 400? And what was Chad and Jimmie's reaction to this car?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Like obviously Jimmie's been a big part of my career and getting to drive the 48 now is really cool. It's a great looking car and I'm excited to drive it. Honestly, I got Ally showed me a reaction video from Jimmie, which was pretty cool to see. He's pretty excited about it. I haven't talked to Chad about it yet, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a good looking race car, and it's cool to get to throw back to a legend for sure.
Do you have any memories of seeing this car, whether you watched it in person at a racetrack or watching it on TV when Jimmie came along in 2002 and pretty much redefined what racing would look like with him in the picture?
Yeah, I don't really remember that early probably. Um, I mean, quite honestly, I couldn't stand Jimmie Johnson when I was a kid because I was a Jeff Gordon fan. And Jimmie beat Jeff most of the time there when I was old enough to watch. So yeah, it drove me nuts because I wanted Jeff to win every week and win all those championships. But then when I got to meet Jimmie and be teammates with him, I mean, even like way before him and I were teammates when we met in 2014, he's just like the best person ever. Like the best teammate I've ever had by far. Great guy, like great human being. So it's been really cool to get to work together with him and then take over the 48 and to get to throw back to him is really neat.
I love that you had that reaction because I feel the same way about Kyle Larson's number five car because I couldn't stand that car when Terry beat Jeff in 1996. But to see it again, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it. So I'm sure you feel the same way about seeing the 48 looking like this. But, knowing that you're forging a path with this 48 car at Darlington, are you going to be faithful and try to throw it back to the fire suit and even shave off the beard?
I don't think I'm gonna get rid of the little bit of a beard that I have, but yeah, I mean, I think we have a fire suit, so that'll look good. Yeah, excited about the whole weekend. Obviously, the team guys embrace it a lot. I feel like each and every like we've done it so many times now. I'm not sure how far all the teams will continue to go, but it is always cool to see what different teams do and how everybody dresses up and approaches that weekend. It's pretty neat.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing this car next weekend on Mother's Day. It's going to be such a cool car to see back in person and like this again. And a couple more questions before we wrap things up for you. I know that you've thrown it back to Mark Martin, Tim Richmond, even your spotter Kevin Hamlin in the past. I mean, what's it like to pay tribute to these guys during a special weekend at a track like Darlington?
Yeah, it's always neat. We've kind of been all over with it, right? Like had a lot of different drivers. We've actually thrown back to Jimmie before. So yeah, it's always cool to see the reactions and just to drive like iconic paint schemes that I either grew up watching or have kind of learned about in history. It's really neat. So I'm looking forward to it. Kind of seeing the whole grid at Darlington is always really cool.
Probably like a Halloween party, except NASCAR Cup style at Darlington,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, my last question for you, kind of a typical question I would like to ask. Now, Kyle Larson called you the selfie guy during the Texas race weekend before you guys got in your cars when you were in the golf cart. And I'm just kind of curious, what's it like to have a little fun with the guys, especially before you guys get into the race car and get in game face mode to kind of crack jokes at your teammates?
Yeah, for sure. I think that comes from just they hand me the camera to take those videos and well, they hand it to us and the three of them say no, so I get stuck leading the video. Um, but yeah, I feel like it always feels really awkward. Like I feel like the four of us kind of feel weird doing that, and then the fans love it. So um, yeah, I'm glad it gets good reception because it sure feels weird when we're doing it.
Well, I hope you don't feel weird doing it again because folks like us love watching it. It's really cool to see that happen. But hey, listen, I know you better get going here soon, but anything you want to say to the fans before we wrap things up?
No, just thanks for the support and hope to park the Ally Throwback 48 in Victory Lane here soon.
Sounds good, my friend. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.